Yo, we are in the building. FBJ, we are in the building. Perspectives Facts Podcast. We are doing some quick videos. I told you in 2025 we were going to start doing, actually 2026, my bad. We're going to start doing some quick videos. We're going to start doing some good recaps, some good scoops. So without any further ado, we got to talk about this Joe Budden, DJ Akademiks situation where, Adin Ross has been going in on a lot of black podcasters, content creators, and former rappers and everything. And not only do we see a lot of black content creators sitting right next to right next to Adin Ross while he's doing this and while he's saying these things, but he's also saying these things around, around Cuffem, around people who have other relationships with black podcasters and black content creators. And I think my biggest issue with that is when are these people gonna tell Adin Ross, hey, chill out? When are these people gonna tell Adin Ross, hey, relax? You're talking about people I have relationships with, I build platforms and companies with. You got to calm that shit down. I don't know when, I don't know how, but obviously we've had Joe Budden finally hit up Akademiks on the last episode of Joe Budden podcast and give him a call. Akademiks said that Joe Budden hit him up, pressed him about it. So without any further ado, we're going to go to the clip. We're going to go and share what was going on, because like I said, to me, this is breaking news. This is what's going on. This is what's happening. And let me make sure that we're going to share the screen. Let me make sure we're here, and let's listen to what Joe Budden had to say to DJ Akademiks. This is fair use. This is fair use. So let's go ahead and speed it up a little bit so we don't get hit with no copyright strikes. Salute Joe Budden fan clip page. But we're going to go ahead and play the clip without any further ado. Joe Budden calls Akademiks live on a stream podcast and asks him why he didn't defend him when Adin Ross was dissing him on the live stream, man. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share this video, and we going up. Let's do it.
Let's go to it.
Can I speak to DJ? Is this DJ Akademiks?
I should be saying it the other way around. Can I speak to Joe Budden?
Listen, I'm on. Let me let you know. First of all, Happy New Year. I'm on the air. So don't say anything that can incriminate yourself or myself. But I just want to give you a call. You know what I
mean? How's everything been?
I mean, everything is great, especially my Wi-Fi.
Oh, nice. Hey.
I've been
guy who liked the color hair niggas, and you were the guy who was into the quintessential traditional hip hop, and they put us together, and over 9 months, I just you and Adin thing, man.
Man, fuck that nigga. I don't give a fuck about him. I'm calling about you because in some of these clips I'm saying, I mean, it's looking. I'm not hearing my man say, "Yo, I know Joe. I love Joe. I've worked with Joe. I made history with Joe."
That's all.
We ain't just about to just keep talking about Joe any type of way around me. Now, that's what I thought I would hear.
No, and I completely get that. But you do know, all right, there's a little bit of understanding for, like, especially with Adin, because I've been the person that I felt like the people maybe not in my demo have all ganged up on. Right?
No, I heard you say that. I heard you say it.
And that's the understanding I have. Obviously, he's going to say, like, you know, he feels it's a little petty and personal. He's going to be like, well, Joe is irrelevant, which I think last night he said, I was like, no, that's not true. My man's pretty lit. But
I mean, that's okay. I don't no weapon formed, right? Like, no weapon formed. Like, I don't care what anybody that I don't know has to say about me. So that's okay. But when I'm just seeing my man, not like my man is in these, let me call my man, because some people, they're gonna try to put a battery in my back, like, yo, action. I'm like, no, not my man. He wouldn't do that. No, he wouldn't do that. But then I'm not seeing you say, yo, I love homeboy, yo, let's ease up on Joe.
No, of course. Listen, you know that already. Inherently, even when I hear conversations about me on your podcast, I know you love it.
That's what I'm saying. Tell them streaming niggas. Tell them
different personalities.
Let them streaming niggas know. I mean, because I'm not gonna get on Twitch or something. I ain't gonna be able to tell them. But tell chat, I love Joe Budden.
And this is another reason why I think it was about time Joe called and checked act on this, because at the same time, like I said, if this is your people, this is cool. Y'all build businesses together. You talk on the phone, everything. Like, you can't let people diss individuals that you cool with. Like, if I'm cool with a nigga, and if I'm like in mixed company, whatever, and one person is dissing and I'm in the middle of it, I gotta either tell these guys, hey, calm it down, or when you start dissing, diss it when I'm not here. Don't start dissing when we're all sitting together, because now I look crazy. And now it forms a distrust, because now I'm thinking that, okay, you're different people for different people. And that's how this whole industry shit shake up. That's how everything's be going, this goes down, everything. I'm gonna read a few comments. Joe did say he proves it ain't the beat down, though. Did Joe insert himself in the situation? That's a good question. And I'm going to say that if you are covering news and covering topics and everything, and if Joe did say that, and I understand, and I'm not saying that Adin Ross was wrong for responding at Joe Budden the way he did. I'm not saying that, even though I do feel like Adin Ross is wrong, because you can't be a nerd and try to talk tough. You can't say, hey, yo, come at me, pull up. I got the police with me. I got the Mossad on my back. You can't do that type of stuff. You can't talk gangster with the police. So was Adin Ross justified for addressing Joe Budden? Yes. But things he said while he was addressing Joe Budden, I don't co-sign. And yeah, you can have that beef, but when Akademiks comes in the fold and Adin Ross is still dissing Joe Budden while Akademiks is sitting there, that's where the problem lies. The problem isn't really between Joe and Adin Ross going back and forth. It's Akademiks sitting there and letting Adin Ross disrespect Joe Budden, or if Akademiks was sitting with Joe Budden and Joe Budden was dissing Adin Ross. Like, if these are your collaborators, your partners, you can't be sitting in the middle of two beefs. And if you're not going to calm it down, you just can't let it go by and just let niggas go back and forth. I don't think that's an honorable thing. If I got two friends that are fighting each other, y'all can fight each other in your own stream, but don't get on stream with me and start going at each other, because it's going to look crazy. And let's continue the clip.
That's my man's. Tell him, like, make it known.
Listen, I've said that pretty much every time we talk about what we do.
As long as you tell him that, I feel splendid. I feel great, man. Goddamn it.
Hey, well, a lot of people don't know. Listen, even going back to last year, which I think is just a peak, especially for independent, outlets like yourself and myself. Shit, me and you, we on the phone. We're ping ponging. Pause. We're like, yo, listen, this is 1 and 2. Just we getting all the good shit here. You know what I mean? This is everyday struggle on different platforms. So obviously, yeah. The only thing I will say is that, like, I'm like in like an interested spot. I remember coming into the game, and like a lot of the older folks, they didn't fuck with me, and it was just like, yo, fuck this guy. And I think they thought if you get act out of the way, like that whole wave is dead. And I always know that wave is never dead. Like right now on YouTube, there's a million acts, and when it comes to like
not
Adin Ross,
a million acts, buddy.
No, maybe not that effective.
But I know what you're trying to say.
Yeah, but when it comes to like Adin, that's like also a different iteration. So obviously he's, I think there's a lot of conversation. I would love a conversation to happen, because that's how everyday struggle started. Like I was supposed to be the guy who liked the color hair niggas, and you were the guy who was into the quintessential traditional hip hop, and they put us together, and over 9 months, we were basically kind of moving in tandem.
Tell Adin, tell him.
No, I think he's in that mindset. I think he.
And even that where it's okay, let's go ahead. Yeah, Act doesn't have a backbone. I'm not even gonna say Act don't got a backbone. It's just like, yo, if you are a powerful person in the content creation lane, like, are beefs cool for the algorithm? Yes, because it gives us clips it gives the people who are beefing clips, and it feeds everybody. It's like a cycle. But when you are in extremely close proximity to two people beefing, and you are also a powerful figure, you should try to quell it, and you should try to tone it down and try to get a level of understanding. And if you can't do that, then you got to either separate yourself. But at the end of the day, I'm going to say this too. I don't want to see Joe and Adin Ross on a stream together, squashing the beef, having a conversation, and ending what's going on. I just think they need to go their separate ways or diss each other, with Akademiks not in the middle. Because as long as Ak is in the middle, or Whack 100 is in the middle, and all these black content creators are being a buffer around Adin Ross to protect him from people who want to get at him, I think that is real raccoon behavior. I feel like that is real soft shoeing Uncle Tom behavior. And if somebody is talking crazy, either let them stand on it and back away, or you tell them to relax. But you don't go out here and try to play referee between niggas and protect Adin or people from outside the culture from getting their consequences. With Ak knowing the tension between Adin and Joe, real question is why use his own platform, give Adin a voice to trash anyone. Adin's platform is big enough to do his own trash talk. I also agree. That's why I'm happy Joe called him.
Thinking when he hears you, you're like, yo, somebody beat him up, somebody do this. And obviously at that point, anytime people hear anything about violence, they're like, where do we go from here? And
no one should be using their platform to spread violence. Like, I don't support that. I don't support that.
So, and also, I think that the Doechii conversation is an interesting one, right?
I didn't call to talk about Doechii or none of that. I came to call my man and ask my man something, and my man answered me, and that's it. I don't care about none of this
Who's in here,
hip-hop shit.
Somebody, hold on.
The Redditors.
Oh, you can't listen.
The Redditors.
Like, come on.
The streamers and the Redditors. I don't normally visit. I don't visit that part of the internet most times, but it did come across my desk, and I haven't spoken to you anyway, so it's good to hear from you. Good to hear from you.
So, well, let me categorically state it on the record, like I've stated off. Joe is always my man. We accomplished history together. He's been a close friend to me, but also he's given me great advice. He's been somebody that's been there for me through thick and thin. And one thing, and this is what I always say, even back at maybe the past iteration of your podcast, it's different when Joe said, you know what, ask my man, so he's wild in here. Because I know you, I know your character. And even if you say something that, I have to take it like, not the thing I wanted to hear. I know you got my best interest at heart. So you never see a world where it's Akademiks versus Joe.
I'm glad that you know it. Same on my side. I love you. I'll call you when I'm not on here.
All right. So pop.
One. I mean, I get to the bottom of this shit sometimes, man. Sometimes you could believe the outside noise.
You got to the bottom?
And
yeah. Oh. Sometimes you can believe the outside noise ish. Sometimes it gets tough. Sometimes you can believe what some of the comments are saying. I know come on, man. Sometimes it's tough. So that's when it's important to have that direct line and talk to your man and get to the bottom of things.
Which I think is cool. And let me share this one too. This is, I think, the same conversation.
So I'm outside today. I'm building my sauna. So I built this nice structure already. Like, y'all see me with the excavator. I got all type of tools in the backyard. I'm doing my thing, people. You feel me? So now I've gotten to the point, like, we built it up, and well, not me, and now I'm laying out a deck. It's all cedar. I was buying some more shit today. It's gonna be delivered tomorrow, and I realized I'm paying $20. That's how I get my little workout. Hell bent on leaving, and Joe called me today. And if y'all watch this podcast, I guess it'll be out tomorrow. And he's like, "Yo, I'm on the Joe Budden podcast." And I'm like, "I've seen this, but you've never done that to me. You usually just invite me there. Why? Because I'm in Jersey. But I don't know if I'm welcome at a Joe Budden podcast right now because, well, me and Mark, I think we're cool. But, at first he was bucking crazy, but he chilled out. But the other masculine, man-looking bitch over there, the Mona, the crackhead one, me and her don't get along. You get what I'm saying? I'm waiting for her to die of an overdose. So I'm like, maybe.
And that's crazy because Mona don't fuck with him. Him and Mark Hill's beefing, and Manny said something crazy about him like last week. And I even commented on Manny's profile. I'm like, hey, bro, you said something about Ak. I ain't on Ak's side, but I'm pretty sure if Ak come up there, y'all gonna have to address it. You know what I'm saying? But him talking crazy about Joe's co-host, yeah, whoa. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? So let's continue.
Maybe I'm not welcome because he got some new guests that don't fuck with me. I fuck with Flip. I fuck with Ish. I fuck with the rest of them, but yeah. So I get the call. And the call, Joe says to me, yo, Ak, I'm on the Joe Budden podcast. I'm like, oh, shit. What up? I never know I was a phoner. I thought I was if you got to talk to Ak, you be like, yo, Ak, pull up tomorrow. And I do pull up. I do pull up. But he wanted to have a phoner today. And he said, Ak, I just want to make sure everything's good. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, I've seen some things. I'm like, what have you seen? And he said, you know, I've seen a bunch of things that I don't know where you stand with me. And I was really shocked when he said that because me and Joe, we locked in. Put it like this. You remember them bum ass niggas, Ruri and Millie Mo. I destroyed Ruri's life, and Millie Mo, he's just Jay-Z's pre-com, right? When it was that time, Joe was given certain criticism as well, but Joe's my guy. Like me and Joe, we have a rapport. If Joe says something, you who don't know me, who has no accolades, no experience, and also who is jealous because I did a show with Joe, Everyday Struggle, I'm gonna take what you're saying differently. Anyway, so Joe called me. He's like, I want to make sure we're good. And I was like, why? He's like, I'm seeing some stuff. So what do you see? So you know, I'm seeing you around people, and I feel like he was dancing around. He didn't want to talk about Adin. He was like, I'm seeing people talk about me, and you're not kind of like bucking up like I feel like you should. Like you're not saying, hey, that's my man Joe. That's my man's. Relax, calm it down, simmer. Which I agree with him. I do agree. Because him and Adin's been going back and forth. I think you guys have seen that. But truthfully speaking, I understand he has a bunch of people on his podcast that not everybody likes me. I think Ice likes me, I think. And I'm ish. Like those guys, I'm really cool with. I really like them, by the way. Thought they were the best replacements for the bums. Rory as well. But Mark, I haven't talked to him in person. Flip is cool. Is Melissa still on there? No, I think she's out of there. But then they have like this crackhead chick who talks a lot. I don't know. When they give their hateful comments about me, I don't expect Joe to be like, yo, don't talk about Act like that. That's my really close friend who we've done the best hip hop show of all time. No, I understand that Joe doesn't personally feel like that, but he has a platform and he has a different bunch of people. And, you know, he might shoot back some light, you know.
Okay, so in a way, Ack is kind of explaining why he don't defend Joe sometimes, because he's saying that niggas come at Ack on the JBP and Joe don't really cape for Ack when people and his co-hosts come at Akademiks. Now, that is fair. That is fair. If you got a podcast and you got people up here, you know, speaking ill about me, and not only am I not coming up there like I used to, but, you know, you're not defending me. You're not doing the same thing you just called my phone and asked me to do for you. In that retrospect, I understand the Act a little bit more, but at the same time, just like what we're starting to feeling saying, Akademiks need to stop nigga explaining for these cats. There's no bridge needs to be built. Aiden and etc. slander and disrespect and Act pointing that y'all don't understand is deceptive. It is. And that's not true. You can clarify what you said. That's not true. I still feel like they both should either let people take shots or don't let people take shots on each other's platform, because that's how friendships and business relationships get real murky, because everybody's being different people for different people in different moments. And that's when the inauthentication of these collaborative media relationships kind of fall at the wayside. That's what I think. Joe told Mona to make sure that if that's what she wants, because when Act gets going, he gets going. He said on JP. That is true. He did say that. I remember him saying that. I do remember Joe saying that. Mark Al, you got a good point. I do remember Joe saying that.
Not necessarily defense, but just, you know, at least give some answers to what these people are saying, or you know, at least some defense, I guess. But I would expect him to silence people. Right? Like the crackhead chick, the meth addict, what's her name, Mona? If she says something, I don't expect him to edit it out. So when Adin said whatever he said about Joe, of course I don't feel like that about Joe, right? Like Adin yesterday, we were at some place in New York. He's like, yo, Joe's irrelevant. I'm like, no, he's not. Joe's pretty lit. But I'm not gonna sit here and just defend it. Like, no, you can't talk about Joe. So I thought that's, you know, what it is, par for the course. But for whatever reason, Joe called me today, and Joe was on the podcast, but he felt like he was wondering if maybe I don't fuck with him. And I was like, no, Joe, that's not the case. I rock with you. You know, you're always my guy. But of course, like, yo, I rock with Adin too. And you know, obviously I would like for you and Adin to be friends. He said, fuck Adin, by the way. I'm like, all right. But if you guys can't be friends, I can't like tell him he can never talk about you. Or I can't tell you can never talk about him. I don't have that power. So anyway, the conversation I had with Joe today was primarily about, he said things were getting in his head that maybe I don't fuck with him. I said, what? Now, this was very, very like interesting to me, because Joe is one of those people that I feel like he's never listens to the crowd. He goes by what his own analyzation is, or analysis. And he admitted to me, he's like, yo, I'm listening to the people. I said, who's telling you this? I thought maybe it was one of his castmates or his co-hosts. He's like, no. He's like, I've been listening to the Reddit. I said, no fucking way. The Reddit? Bro, like, with all due respect to all y'all niggas on Reddit, I don't read my Reddit. My Reddit's are straight losers. Like, it's the niggas who, like, they've been obsessed with me, and I've been just looking at them like, this is now turned to odd, because there's nothing complimentary here. You know what I mean? It's the same thing with Joe. Like, you know, they want to see destruction. They want to see a fire. They want to see a dumpster fire. So I was actually shocked when Joe said he was listening to his Reddit, and that got in his ear to make him ask me today if I rock with him. Joe, like I tell Adam, I tell everybody else, your Reddit is the weirdos of your audience. That's like the weirdest people. Y'all got to get on Discord, normal people. Look at your comment section on YouTube, normal people. Usually a Reddit is there to see your Reddit. I guarantee the Joe Budden Reddit is most active when it seems like the podcast is going to explode. They're not active to watch you like really do good and accomplish great things. Fucking haters. You know what I mean? So I've never liked any Reddit audience. I've never seen one that's good. But yeah, Joe. I guess I'm beating him to the punch because he's dropping it at midnight, right? Or it's probably out now. Or maybe it's on Patreon. Hopefully not. Joe, I love you. I wish you and Adin Ross could get along, but if you guys can't, I would love both of you in different corridors, right? I do it in rap. I love 6ix9ine and I love 21 Savage. Don't look like it'll be anytime soon I get them both together to be friends, but I can love both, right? So good. We'll talk about a bunch of stuff, including y'all see this.
Yeah, so let me read a few comments. At some point, Ak and Joe little friendship is going to be tested because Ak's approach to content is disrespect as well as nobody next to Joe is going to like that. Joe will have to pick a side at some point. Yeah, I think I can see that. Adin doesn't want friendship. He wants clout and the ability to pass, to do and say what he wants under the guise of jokes and content, no consequences. Yeah, you can't have people like Adin Ross just speaking recklessly about the culture. Let's remember back in Everyday Struggle when Ak literally thought his pen across the set because Joe criticized for one of his biggest accomplishments, which was War in Chirac. Yeah. Cuz ain't never gonna let that down. I believe him and Joe are cordial, but Ak still has an axe to grind with Joe subconsciously. Probably for that Everyday Struggle shit and how he took the revolt bag and didn't really, make sure Ak got cut with that. But yeah, man. So far that is the update between the Joe Budden pressing Akademiks for letting Adin Ross violate him. I'm gonna go ahead and edit out the little dead space we had in this video, and we're gonna end the stream. We're gonna go ahead and repost this. Like I said, I'm gonna do a lot more just short update videos this year. We got a few more short updates I'm gonna do today. We're about to hop on the Star Report in a little bit, so I'm gonna go ahead and hop on that and help be a correspondent and co-host for a little bit. And after that is over, then I'm gonna hop back and do some more updates. But for now, please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. I'm gonna read one more comment, 2 more comments. We're out of here. I know for a fact the call was made to Adin and the knee was bended. He's trying to paint it as he giving money for charity. No, that was tax. Yes, we will be talking about how Adin Ross said he is going to be donating money to California communities. Cool Salute FBJ. We're going to talk about that, how Adin Ross said he's going to be donating money to some of these California communities and underprivileged communities, and how Wack kind of pressed him on that. Also, how the Van Lathan podcast, him and his co-host going back and forth with it, and he started arguing about this Adin Ross situation. So we're going to be covering that too. And yeah, we got a pretty busy day, man. So salute. Reddit pushed the membership, so Joe's going to pay close attention to Reddit. Absolutely. So like I said, man, we're going to go ahead and wrap this episode up. Like I said, hit the like button, share, and subscribe. And we will see you guys later. This is Florida Boy J Updates. And you guys have a great day. Just let's get these YouTube numbers up, man. Peace out.